Hello, listeners. Welcome to Quotables, another fantastic week. And of course, I am joined by my friend, Ernie. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for that introduction. And as always, I am joined by my co-host here, Kissing Lex Polito here.
Huh? You're down.
You like that? Yeah, thank you.
I get it. Okay.
And if you haven't figured what that was from, let them know what we're doing today.
We are doing holes. And we're not talking about Ernie's hole. We are talking about the movie Holes, 2003.
We're talking about some deeper holes.
This is prior to Shia's meltdowns. This is when he was still innocent. So get a little more Shia Labeouf. Or how do you say Labeouf, right? Is that how it is?
I say Labeouf, but I know a lot of people say Labeouf and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't even. I say Labeouf because it sounds sweet.
That's kind of sweet. Good job.
Thank you. Dude,
yeah, we're talking. What?
I wanted to say something. I'm a little parched right now, dude. You have any of that splooge?
I do.
I'm sorry. I'm going to keep going.
But it's for my feet.
Continue.
Yes. So this is our first movie trek back from doing our little bunch of new movies re-releases we were doing. So I just had to choose Holes. I've been wanting to do this movie for a while. I think it's a funny ass movie for some reason. It's been a while since I read the book. Have you read the book?
No. I remember we were talking about this. I actually owned the book. Like, I actually had a copy of it. Never read it.
My daddy owns the book.
Yeah, so I had the book, bro. And I remember just, like, owning it. And then the movie had come out and all that stuff. And I didn't even go see the movie. I ended up watching it, like, bits and pieces. And so I didn't remember it. Not until I like met you and we were like working together. You kept quoting Holes, and you weren't talking about your own hole. No. You're talking about this movie. And
well, I heard when you first bought the book Holes, you thought it was a porn magazine. Is that right?
Yes, it was.
I thought I was going to be deep.
I thought I was going to be looking at Shia Labeouf's holes. You see what I see that? Yeah. So, and then you were always quoting it at work, and it always sounded funny the way you would say it. And I was like, dude, I got to check this movie out. And then, I finally watched it, and it was great.
Yeah, well, that was my next question. What did you think about this movie?
Dude, honestly, it is a classic, bro. Like, I don't think there is around this time of movies, I don't remember, like, justifying certain movies that I was, like, always wanting to rewatch. And this is one that I could justify, like, definitely rewatching a lot. It's so freaking funny. Everything about it is just, like, it's so, over the top sometimes, like, with a little story. But it is freaking...
Yeah, I mean, it's Disney. It's got a little cheese.
And then they got the Mr. Sir, which we'll get into. Great freaking performance by Jon Voight. But what did you think about the movie, dude? I know this is near and dear to your heart, so.
I mean, obviously, I love it. It's a fun movie to watch. I was cracking up the whole time. And like you said, Mr. Sir, played by Jon Voight, is a highlight for sure. And a lot of other guys are highlights as well. And we'll discuss further. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. Been wanting to watch it, like I said, to get back and talk about it on this podcast. So it's kind of like a discussion review / just taking you back down memory lane. Spoiler alert, of course, if you haven't seen this movie, you're about 18 years too late.
Yeah. Let me just say check it out. One thing about this. This is going to be a spoiler review, like he said. And there's going to be a lot of flashbacks. Just kidding. That's because this movie is like all flashbacks.
It is.
Like literally it's a flashback of a flashback. At one point they talk about a story and then they add another flashback in the flashback.
In that story.
And you're dang, that's a flashback inception.
It's a flasher for sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this movie a little bit. It's got some great people in it. Like I mentioned, Jon Voight, Tim Blake Nelson, Henry Winkler, who else? Dual Hill. Who else is Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah.
And then obviously the kids of D10 are pretty good. Shia Labeouf. Before, like I said before, his meltdown. And I was confused. I mentioned this at the end, but at the end of the movie in the credits, it says introducing Shia LaBeouf. So I know he'd already been doing acting for a while, but is it like intro to his movie career? Is that what it's saying?
So from what I recall, I think this is around the time he was trying to break free as an actor, because at this point he was just a sitcom kind of.
He was just the Even Stevens kid.
Yeah, he was just the Even Stevens kid. So I think this was like one of his like big breaks where he was like going into like the actual big screen, and
That's
so
true.
I think that may be why. I didn't even look at the credits, to be honest with you. So that you caught that, it's probably that would be my guess.
Interesting take. I guess I would agree with that well because I think after this movie I started seeing him more
Yeah, true.
as far as like
That's true.
in other movies. Then it's like then he got real big with like Transformers, and then that's when it just went. He, like you said, he dug his own hole.
I like that. Thank you for bringing that back. I totally
Oh,
dig it on, dig it on.
we'll talk about that song later.
I thought you were gonna add that vocal. Like,
Let's talk about it now. When this movie came
go
out,
for it.
their whole little group had this little rap song called "Dig It," and I just remember it was just so like I remember seeing this movie in theaters, and the only part I really remember is leaving that theater and that song was playing, and one of the guys we went with was like rapping it. He's all, "Damn bad boy, make him take five," like all sick. And I was like, "Damn, dude!" I'm like, this song slaps."
Yeah.
They say.
Honestly,
Slaps you with a shovel if I'm being correct.
oh, just like Mr. Mom, dude. You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, yes, definitely. It's funny because you had like we were talking about the song, right? I just mentioned it through a message, and then you sang a little, or you messaged a little bit of the lyric, and then I'm like, dude, I gotta listen to this song again. Put it on, bro. I was like instantly back, dude. I was just like, dig it on.
The best part is just Zero. It just goes,
Oh, yeah. That's Zero doing that.
That's Zero. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh,
and it's funny because
Jesus.
Shia Labeouf, like his little part is just like hard, dude. But it's
Yeah, he
like,
goes hard. Honestly,
That's pretty funny.
yeah.
But
Actually, dude, sing the lyrics, bro. Do you remember it?
of Caveman,
Yeah, dude. Please, if you
okay,
can.
he goes. I have it already ready for you.
Oh,
Don't
like,
worry.
thank
he goes,
you.
He goes, 2 suits, 2 tokens in hand. I got no respect because I'm the new man. Oh, got my shoes full of sand. Check out the tag. The name's Caveman.
Oh,
Ooh,
dig it
that was
on. Dig it on.
That's when he got his record deal. That's when he got his Transformers deal. Everything right there. That's wrapped up. in a
Dude,
nice little
that
package.
is where his stardom begun. You know what I mean? Like, if he hadn't sung
Introducing.
if he hadn't sung that lyric or that verse, sorry, I don't think he would have been the Shia Labeouf we know now.
And honestly, before this movie, no one knew what a caveman was.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's talk. All right. We're good. Let's talk about the movie here.
All right, go.
So this movie, is an adaptation of a book, obviously, and I don't remember the book as well. But I mean, I know it did it pretty decent justice. Obviously, there's always going to be changes. You
Yeah, of course.
Just can't beat that.
I do remember hearing that. It's kind of like the Harry Potter, right? Like the book is a little different, but the movies did it pretty, pretty just.
Let's talk about the D10 boys. Do you like them? Hate them? Like, what? I know you were saying you weren't a fan of Armpit.
Yeah, dude. I've never liked Armpit. He's just a stinky ass dude. I don't like stinky dudes. And he had to be like Chubbs too. And he's like, he puts that dude's like in a headlock and his armpit's all stinky.
I know. And
And so- and then
even when he lifts up his arms, everyone's like, "Oh!"
Yeah. Then they like take his shower. Token. I was like, no, I'll give it back. No, but
You sleeping outside?
no, he's no, I'm just kidding. I like them all.
What about the part when he's dancing?
Oh yeah.
He's all- They never explain why he's dancing.
I think
like,
he's just that goofy dude that does stuff like that. I think, but I think the person that doesn't get enough of like screen time here is Barfbag, dude. I'm just kidding. He
was never. I don't think he really ever did.
Nah, I'm just kidding. He's the guy that just got freaking bit by the snake and nothing happened to him. But honestly, going back to it, dude, I liked all the little characters. They all like kind of like played their part to what they needed to be.
X-Ray kind of bugged me a little bit. He was
Why?
kind of a dick. I don't know. He was just too much of a dick to him.
dude.
But I mean, I guess he had to be.
Like, I'm kind of glad that they like kind of like, they
I like-
put him in as that. There had to be like a child antagonist.
Yeah, I like Squid. Magnet was cool too.
Yeah.
I like Squid. So my favorite thing is Squid, and I always say this. He when they're getting the shovels, and then he accidentally takes X-Ray shovel because it's smaller than the rest of them, and then Squid comes up to him with a piece of ham and goes, "Smaller shovel, smaller hole." He's so stupid. I don't know.
He used to always come up with me saying stuff. I don't know, and it would be
dude.
all out of context too. To be like, we would just say something because we'd be serving, and then he'd be like, "Freaking smaller shovel, smaller hole," and I was like, "Okay."
It's great. It's a great line.
Sweet
I
little
love it.
line though. Yeah. Now that I saw the movie and like understood it. But yeah, dude,
No,
cool
yeah,
characters.
but they're all good characters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
What about the caveman?
I
What do you think
mean,
about the caveman?
Come on, dude. Shia Labeouf's like coming out party, basically. Like
Two suits, two tokens in hand.
Exactly. Exactly, dude. You know, dig it up, dig it up.
Dig 'em.
I honestly, I really enjoyed his character in this movie. Or like overall, his character arc, like, you know, the progression of him to what he was to what he is at the end of the movie. Obviously, there's always that thing in storytelling, but
yeah, you feel bad for him.
Yeah, like you feel good, and he's still a nice kid. Like at some point, and then I'll back that up. Like at some point, he gets out of like the bus to get to shoot, I forget where the holes are. What's the place
Camp
called?
Greenlake.
Thank you. And he says like thank you to the bus driver. Like
Yeah,
super, like super, just nice, you know. But like in everyone else,
Well, even when he's
jerk.
getting pushed around, you just
Yeah.
see in his face. He's just like he's ready to break. Like he doesn't want to be there. Like
Exactly, yeah.
Well, let's talk about why he got there.
Oh yeah.
The shoes that fell out of the sky. So he's always talks about how unlucky he was and his little family curse, which we're introduced to the family, which is played by the dad is Henry Winkler, which is always a treat. Trying to find a special foot odor remover. And you see the what's his name, the landlord. This whole floor smells like a stinky feet. And then like the cops come into like after they find Stanley because it's supposed to be a celebrity shoes, Sweet Feet.
Yeah.
And he's like, could I just smell your shoe? He's like, that's a fine shoe. But anyway,
Freaking Henry Winkler,
is,
bro. He's just such a sweet. He's just such a treat.
He is. He's his no good, dirty, rotten, pig stealing great great grandfather. I believe that's if I'm saying right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole story is funny. Like you're saying, here's the flashback. You know, it shows the family, and then it shows them talking about the curse.
Yeah.
Which is their grandfather who's trying to win the love of a lady, but he has to get a pig to offer to the dad, and he has to verse the big chubby dude. You know, it's funny that so you know that chubby dude, he's from Borat, right?
Which one? Sorry.
The guy he's going up against with the pigs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And that's also my friend's my friend's uncle.
Wait, seriously?
I had a friend growing up. He's like, that's my uncle. Like,
was he being
for
real?
I swear. And then we're all watching Borat. His fools were running around naked. No, I swear. I'm pretty sure because he knew his name and everything, and I was like, oh shoot, that's pretty cool.
That's so random. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. Like, there's a lot of people that they know famous, like, or someone.
He's like an extra. He's like an extra.
Yeah, that's so freaking random.
I know.
Dude, before we move along, I do want to say something. And I think this is like a big metaphor for the whole movie because, we're talking about the flashbacks and how all the stories kind of like combine together. Like, it's like the holes are like a metaphor for like digging deeper into the story because there's so much like that kind of unveils as more of the holes that they start digging, right? Like, all this like, old timey story comes out with, kissing Kate Barlow and all that. I just wanted to say that because I was like, maybe that was the metaphor. That was the reasoning behind the holes as well. Like, kind of people. I didn't look into this. I just kind of assumed,
Well, no, the holes because he's trying to look for the treasure.
Oh, yeah. But I thought it was like a double entendre there.
No. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so in that raffle, we meet Madame Zeroni, which tells the cousins, if you forget to come back for Madame Zeroni, you and their family will be cursed for always and eternity. That's what she says he wants.
That was well done, dude. And I want to say that. Huh?
But I do want you to do what she told. I want you to carry me up the mountain.
I will.
And so I can drink and I can grow strong too. Then we get the sweet little song.
Yeah.
If only the woodpecker cry. I don't know the song. I forget.
I don't remember the song verbatim either, but dude, sweet little song, dude.
But you see, remember in the flashback, you see the grandpa, he's looking up, he's like, if only. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. And he has a little eye too. Dude, another thing I want to say before we move on from that, dude, the expressions in this movie, bro, like the faces that people do. I like we'll get into when we get into John Boy's character, Mr. Sir, dude. Oh my god, bro. He's just does so many faces, bro. They kill you, bro.
Well, let's get into why not.
Go for it. Go bring it.
Yeah, Stanley meets him when he first gets dropped off. And he meets Mr. Sir.
What an introduction to.
He's like pretty much just telling him all the rundown. You get 2 sets of clothes, blah blah blah, and he gives that soda to the guard, the Coke.
Oh yeah.
He goes, You thirsty, Stanley? Well, you better get used to it because you're going to be thirsty for the next 18 months.
Oh my god, dude!
I say that a lot
bro.
too.
That's
a lot.
freaking
Yeah,
wild
that's
for
crazy.
some shoes, and then like the freaking
it's pretty crazy. Like, and we'll talk more. Well, I'll talk more about it too because like the Zero and Stanley's timeline seem really close to each other.
Well,
yet Zero has already been there for like a while. It seems like a while. Like he's already kind of known.
I think it's that's the weird thing is like it feels like his name was already kind of like dropped in there faster than anyone because like that's what I wanted to tell you was like the judge. He's like super harsh to like freaking Shia Labeouf. He like tells him like I would throw you in jail and wouldn't not be able to sleep at night or something. You're like, what?
I won't lose any sleep for it.
And it's like he's a kid. Like, he's gonna go to juvie. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, but I'm thinking like since Zero didn't have any family, I think the system kind of took him through it faster than Shia LaBeouf who had a family. That was
maybe
That's what I assumed.
Well, it's weird. So these shoes that they say he stole from charity from a celebrity. If it's like
Rick
really
Fox.
18, like you said, 18 months. Like I don't know, but I guess like all the testimonies is when you see it, Sweet Feet, it's like there ain't no fan of mine.
Yeah. Rick Fox, bro. I actually met that guy at E3 one year.
Really?
Like, he was there because he's a big gamer. He owns I want to say he owns like a team for like League of Legends, but I might be wrong. But I met him there.
Sure.
Like I saw him. Cool dude, really tall ass freaking basketball player. He used to play for the Lakers. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Stinky shoes.
Yeah, then we got freaking we still got Mr. Sir. He's like, you want to run away, Stan? Then run away. He's like, and that one guy's like, I'm warning you. I don't know why he does that. And it's super random, but like, but he's testing Stanley. He's smart. He's a buzzard. Pick it clean. Ain't no water here for 100 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's freaking. It's great though. His whole just him as a character. We need more Mr. Sir.
Definitely, his whole demeanor is something to like behold. Like I think he oversells it. Like like there's like these movies. Kind of like Joe Pesci in Home Alone, right? He's come back from a background of like this like really hardcore acting, like a mobster and all that. John Boyega, it's the same. Like he not a mobster, but he was like very high, actor where he's like plays more serious roles. But in this one,
of course,
they play him over the top, and I think he does it over the top so well, dude. Like his expressions, like we said, where he's all he's all, I'm warning you, and he's looking at the kids.
He's just sweet, dude. He's super sweet. This is the whole movie. He's just great.
Yeah, and he's not in it as much as we would like him to, definitely.
And then also, we got Tim Blake Nelson's Dr. Pendansky, who's also a sweet character. I always liked Tim Blake Nelson. He's just a sweet little presence, just his voice and all. They call him Mom. It's all here, Zero. Nothing's going on in his stupid little head. He's a little asshole.
He's a little jerk, and then he grabs like his head, right? Freaking Zero.
And Zero's the only guy he calls by Zero. He doesn't say anything. Like everyone else's name is their actual name.
Well, because he doesn't. No one knows his name, right? Because because he doesn't talk since he's been there.
He just came in, so like.
So that's why they call him Zero, because he says zero or whatever. Things.
Interesting connection. I'm kidding.
Thank you. Now, going back to the deepness of the whole. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
Now, the number 0, derived from the word xylophone. Okay, I don't know. That's when you can shut up.
Stupid.
Anyway. So yeah, and then also we have Sigourney Weavers. She's the warden, and she's also awesome because she's always like a threat. Like she's like a badass.
Yeah, dude. I had a little crush on her in this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Really?
I did. I like a strong woman, dude. There's this particular scene that I was just like, when she slashes Mr. Sir, which we'll get into.
Yeah, with their venom. Get into it now.
No,
get into it.
Well, no, get into it now. No, there's just that one like particular scene, and I just like you said, dude. Like she is like this threat that's in the back that's not very present until more into the movie, kind of like
she doesn't show up until like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
into the
like
movie.
really deep in the movie. Like it's not like she's not like much there. Not sure if that was because of like maybe restraints with her as an actress or as an actor, something was going on, or maybe the book.
Well, interesting thing.
Tell me.
That I read. Sigourney Weavers.
What did I tell you about reading, dude?
She didn't really want to interact with Shia Labeouf at all because his dad was on set with him and he was like hitting on her the whole time.
Oh, Honey Boy.
And you saw Honey Boy, right?
Yes.
So yeah, like, and it makes all sense. Oh, damn, I can't even imagine. He's probably like, "Hey, girl, so how you doing?" You know, like, oh,
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. That's so
that was like a
weird.
thing. So I don't know. That probably didn't affect it, but like, I mean, she didn't show up till late, but she shows up when X-Ray, which was actually Stanley, finds the gold lipstick from Kate Barlow, who we're going to talk about in a second, and they start digging in that area, which is the wrong area it got found because they're trying to find this treasure. Which flashback, we'll talk about Miss Catherine and Sam. Sam is a sweet little merchant guy, dude. He's got like these sweet onions, and he's all and he sells churros.
And let me tell you something about that guy too. If there's something needing fixing, he can fix that. I like it.
He's all, see, your friend wasn't so lucky. He didn't know the lizards don't like my onions. And he tells the one dude, he's you just rub this onion on his head every night, and you'll have hair as long as Mary Lou.
I forgot about that.
And then him and Miss Catherine have like a little thing, and they switch little peaches, and she gives them peaches for onions, and it's cute. And she's like, there's a hole in my roof, and it's a leaky roof. Well, I can fix that. And then he fixes a bunch of things, and Trout Walker, which is his granddaddy, owns the lake. That's what Dr. Pendancy says.
Yeah, he's like, my daddy owns the lake.
But yeah, she also teaches night school, and he's like, the duck, they swim on the lake, but my daddy owns the lake. Total dick. But
what a jerk, dude. There's an underlining racism here. Obviously, it's
because of that time.
Yeah, it's the time, and like, it's there, it's present, but it's just not. It's not like super in your face because like it's a very slight undertone at times. But obviously we know that people are racist there, and so like it's just we'll get into that, but it's just really, really terrible what they do to the guy, and like
because they have
go ahead, no, continue, go ahead.
Well, they have their little montage, and then you see Miss Catherine crying. That's when he kisses her. He's like, I can fix that.
I love that.
And I know it's freaking. I wanted to kiss him.
Dude, honestly, dude, I freaking wanted to write down what he was doing, dude. He was like, cause at some point she's teaching the kids. Flashback here, and then he's like scraping the wall, like the sanding.
Oh yes. And
then he's all, he smiles.
And my father and she before him, or like he repeats what she's reading. So Sam, I didn't know you knew. And he's like, I can fix that, baby.
He's like,
He also says, I can slap that. Let's get out.
Those cheeks, I can slap them.
But yeah, they kiss, and that's when Trout sees it, and that's when they have this whole thing where they're gonna kill him. He's like, she sees the sheriff. He's like, I always get drunk before hanging.
Yeah, well, let me tell you something before we move on from that.
Wait, give me a kiss.
No, because like, the guy sees them kiss, and one of the things we didn't talk about was like he was also trying to get at Kate Barlow. Yeah, he was trying to like but she would like refuse his advancements, and so there's like also jealousy in that, but he's a racist guy, so
yeah. But that whole scene is sad because you see Mary Lou's dead. They destroyed his they destroyed his cart, and then you see him on you see him doing the going on his boat.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention too, like because we're talking about Trout, and when he's in class, when he says like duck, he's he's all, come on, girl. He's all, I want to take you on a picnic. He's all, it's got a new motorboat. You don't even have to row it. Like you're saying, like she doesn't have to do it. Like that's just how it was at the time.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's so terrible.
It's so weird. Dude, but anyway, they end up killing Sam, and that's when Kate Barlow goes into this whole like spaz.
They burned down
her
school, bro. Like why?
Oh yeah.
Like they said F school for the kids or what?
Fuck, they did. Exactly.
Like come on, like okay, yeah, I guess they're gonna kill the guy, but like, do they really have to burn down the school for like the kids not to learn anymore or what?
Right. Yeah, it's weird. And then even the adults, they're learning.
Exactly. That's why I said, what did I tell you about reading? You don't do it.
Yeah, so it's sad. So she has this transformation. She ends up going shooting the sheriff and kisses him. So that's her sign now. So she ends up being a bank robber, notorious, and she ends up stealing from the great grandfather the Yelnats, which is Stanley yelled backwards. You haven't figured that out. And that's like one of the main treasures they're trying to find. It had like a big old fortune. So this is the whole point that the warden's, she's digging. And then that's when, everyone is still working. And she's like, oh, it's a big day. I can feel it. And then Mr. Sir like, I'm feeling double shower token, boys. And she's all, steaks tonight. Y'all been working hard. You know, like they're all like, you know, they're treating him very well because they think they're going to get this treasure.
They got a breakthrough in the finding that treasure.
So I'm curious, like, if they had found it then, does the camp cease to exist? Because that was the point it became, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes,
because remember at the end they kind of don't have the proper warrants, like information. Remember at the end, like,
yeah, exactly.
Kind of can't be running here, like, so, you know, it's not.
I think it would have
ceased
to. Yeah, I think it would have ended because like she would have gotten her gold, would have became like extremely wealthy, and like everything would have closed down. Like I really don't know like how they like were, because like you said, they didn't have any permits or whatever. Like how the heck did they get these kids to like come out of their way to do this?
But the thing is, it's like a court appointed thing.
Exactly,
too,
that's what I'm saying.
So it's strange. Maybe it's like as like a community service thing. I don't know.
I don't know. It's like
all
maybe
kinds of loopholes.
Maybe that guy was
you can't
like family.
fix that.
Maybe it was some kind of You know how they can fix that? With a flashback. I was gonna say maybe the lawyers, like maybe the lawyer, the judge is like family. We don't know. I don't know.
There's all kinds of
loopholes.
Stuff.
Yeah, but go ahead.
But yeah, you know, like, and it's funny because like Mr. Sir and Miss Dr. Pendancy are having like a little back and forth. He's like, I don't. There's nothing down there. Yeah, I ain't nothing. And then the warden's like, what are you two yapping about? You guys can jump in there and start digging holes too. And then I think Mr. Sir's like, okay, oh boy, like, you know, he like jumps back into action. Oh, he's so funny. Like, I don't know what it is,
dude. It's just his mannerisms, bro, and he's like his eyes, dude. You know what I mean? Like, he does a lot with his freaking face. It's so hilarious, bro. Oh my god.
It's great. And then so like this whole thing, they stop doing it. They go back to their own holes, and like they're talking about the warden and all the boys at D10. And then they're like, how does she know everything's going on? How does she know my name? And then they're like, oh, she has cameras all over the place, even in the showers. And it's my favorite armpit line. He goes, man, she says she has cameras and microphones, not microscopes. Oh, shit's sweet. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this is what Mr. Sir says when when the warden, I knew I had it written down somewhere. The warden, you know, says for him to jump down. He's all, get to work. This ain't no kindergarten. It's in the sandbox. I wonder, like, I'm curious, like, if he like improvised some of his stuff. I mean, he had to. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just too good.
I feel like, yeah. Like, how do you direct a guy like that to be like, you know, yell at the kids like obnoxiously, like,
right?
Like,
just
how do you
make up some crap?
No, it's like, you don't direct that. I think he honestly, like, every time, like you were saying before, like you feel like he springs into action every time, like when something like he'll like, you know, like say something, so
like snap back into it.
Exactly.
Like he's like doing something else. And, oh yeah,
you know. So he always does that throughout the movie.
Also, the part when he's filling the waters and he goes, "I got a story for you, Girl Scouts. Once upon a time, there was a magical place where it never rained." The end. He's all like his laugh. He's all.
That's such a good. Thank you for bringing that back.
And after that scene is when he gets slapped because, you know, they steal his sunflower seeds, and then Stanley ends up getting yelled at. And then the next day, you see his face,
and it's all like,
and he gets all the way he like looks at the guy too. He's all, you know, his eyes like burning. He's like, anybody see something wrong with my face? Huh?
I think I look pretty.
I think I'm rather pretty, don't you? Oh, yes, Mr. Sir.
Oh, man.
It's so good.
I want to get to that scene before we move on from that, little venom nails that she puts. Like, she puts on, like, the nails, like, some venom colored on it, and then, like, it looks sweet the way she does it. You know, like, she's just kind of, like, putting it on.
Yeah.
And then, like, I didn't expect her to do that. I really did.
Yeah.
You know, but she's just...
Or you got horny, huh?
Dude, that's when I passed out.
You're all,
dig it on. No, I that's when I freaking turned off the movie, went to the restroom. No, I'm just kidding. No, great little scene though, dude. I just love the way she kind of like portrays herself as like this like underlying
venom. She's all snake venom. It's harmless when it's dry. Ooh, it's intense. Like, I can imagine. Like,
dude,
I wonder if that's real.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like maybe, possibly, if like it gets in your bloodstream, but I don't know how deep she would have to cut or whatever. But dude, his face like gets all like nasty, bro.
It's nasty.
Like, it's like all
and
bumpy.
he hates Stanley after that.
Yeah, he doesn't even give him water like when he goes to work. Like at one
Yeah,
point,
it's sad. It's sad.
and that's when.
That's when
frickin' Zero digs his hole for him.
Yeah, and then he wants to learn how to read in exchange. And let me tell you something funny. I remember in the theater when it was revealed that Zero couldn't read. The theater was like, like they gasped. I'm like, like really? Well, why was it that crazy? That was just funny.
That's funny. That's so
2003 rad. Theaters, like
maybe things were a little bit less, like not as shocking as they are. We're like the shock value now is like.
That's true.
It has to be super crazy for us to be like gasp. I don't think we've gasped in like a long time.
I know that's just extra people. But yeah, like later on, it gets revealed that he's teaching him that, and then Mr. Brandeis, like, "Yeah, might as well teach this shovel how to read." He's all, "He's so stupid. He don't even know he's stupid." And Mr. Sir's like, "You know why you're digging holes? Because it's good for you. It teaches you a lesson." And that's when Zero knocks Dr. Pandasky down. And he runs away. He disappears, and Stanley goes after him the next day by stealing Mr. Sir's truck and crashing it.
He crashes into a hole.
Well, what about his scream? He's like, oh, what that scream Shia does? He's like, oh, you know what I'm talking about? He does like this weird. He has like this weird screech. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I do not know how to do that. It sounds like R2D2.
It's hard. It's pretty hard. And then Mr. Sir's like, "They ain't gonna be no now. It's the 5th."
And they all like freaking like chase him. They're like, but only for like a minute, and then they're like, they end up realizing like, oh, you know what? We'll go search for him in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, what?
Well, they want him to die. They're
I guess so, but
just kill him. And but yeah, and then he finds Zero, and then like more of it's revealed.
Yeah,
that that Kate Barlow died by that little thing that he was at. It was Mary Lou's little container that he was in. That's where he found the sploosh. She's all, "I got some sploosh," and that's
which is
the peaches, onion, and juice,
Sam's
stuff. And I don't know how it tastes good after all those years, but
I mean, it must have been like freaking tasty compared to what they had. They didn't have, right?
So he takes him to God's thumb, and that's when he carries Hector up the mountain.
Oh, God's thumb? I thought that was God's erection.
Hell yeah. And it's all, "If only, but yeah, he carries, and that's when Madame Zeroni comes out. She's like,
and she says something.
She's all, I don't know if she did that last.
I'm so glad that they added that. Like, it was just so extra.
She was like the Mufasa in the sky, dude. Like,
Yeah, she's like, because I guess you don't find out, but he is a descendant from her,
from
right?
Hector.
Then,
yeah.
So now, like the treaty or whatever. What is it? What would it be called? The contract they had, I guess.
The curse.
The curse. Thank you. Is now voided.
Well, it's weird because Hector Zeroni, he introduces himself to Stanley as that's his real name, but he doesn't put it together. I don't know if because he knows the story and he knows Madame Zeroni, but I guess he never connected it.
Yeah, no,
which is kind of easy to miss, I would think.
Yeah, in a way.
But remember the grandpa? Remember the grandpa at the end? Huh? I know. Remember the grandpa at the end? He's like, "Did you say Zeroni?" He's all, "Yes, sir." He's all, so anyway,
I want to say maybe it was because like when when we were kids and our grandparents told stories, like there was like these little things that we would just miss because we're like, oh, we don't care. You know what I mean? Or we don't want to pay attention to this like part. Maybe that's what happened. So you didn't catch the surrounding.
Yeah, all that detail. Yeah, when you hear it so many times, I don't know.
You're like,
it just kind of runs the same. I hear my grandpa tell the same story every day.
Yeah, that's how it was with my grandma.
And I'm like, if only.
You should next time he's telling you so he goes, "Did you say Cerrone?"
He wouldn't understand what the hell I'm saying.
It would be cool.
So they find the mountain. They find the onions. The curse is lifted, and that's when we see the family discover that peaches and onions is the special ingredient for the foot odor. He's like, "I don't smell anything." He's like, "I don't smell anything." The mom and the dad, they're all
the dad.
That's so sweet. And that's when they send someone looking for. But it's weird because like he becomes all of a sudden he's innocent because the curse gets lifted. Like sometimes they find a way around it. Is that why? I mean, they didn't really explain why. They come looking. Maybe the family was finally able to afford a lawyer, like to go get him.
I think so, yeah, because like they like, it seems as though they might have like opened up some sort of like maybe mortgage on the home or something. I don't even know. Like you don't really figure it out until like it's too late, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, it was so minute in the story that no one cared. Like, but I do remember, like, thinking, like, okay,
I mean, I'm sure
like,
there's more to it, but yeah, it's the
maybe
movie.
it's in the book,
It's a
bro.
pretty long movie, dude. It's like
Maybe
2
it's in the
hours.
book.
Oh, and I forgot to mention the scene. When they're by the Mary Lou cart, you get a little flashback of the warden when she was a kid because she used to dig with her grandpa,
Oh, yeah.
and she's a little girl. She's like, "I'm tired of this, grandpa." And
What
he's
I
like,
do
"That's too damn
Again.
bad. You just keep digging." And she's like, "Well, excuse me."
It's funny because that's like a big meme right now, right? Or
Oh, I
was
love that meme.
like
I
a
love
few
that.
years, like
One
2
of the
years
best
ago.
things.
Yeah, it was great because like people would say like, "Oh, I don't want to do homework or something." It's too damn bad. Like, so great.
Super good. So they end up coming back. They find the treasure because they go back to the spot where he originally found the lipstick, and he finds the treasure. They get surrounded by the lizards, but they're not getting bitten because they had the onions. And that's when Mr. Sir, the warden, and Mom, they all pull him out, and then they take him back. But then that's when the lawyer lady comes to like save the day, and they end up getting exposed for everything they've done. Stanley takes Hector with them, and he's like, "I ain't leaving my best friend Hector." And he's like, all right. And then I don't know why this is just a dumb little scene, but like it's revealed that Mr. Sir's name is Marion. But like I guess he's like, so I guess it's explored more in the book, but he has like a little criminal background, and he's like because remember the cops like you don't have a proper license, so we holding that vehicle. You're on a parole, like you're on a warrant right now or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So like it's a whole thing, but they didn't really talk about it. Just like you didn't know Pandansky was a doctor either, and everyone's like, And then they're like, Marion, I thought that was a girl's name. He's all, it ain't. He's all mad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cute. It's cute. And then the armpit's like, tell Theodore I said I was sorry. I know. I wonder what he did to get in there. But anyway, it's all sad. And then it starts raining, and everyone's all dancing. Yeah. The curse. And then Stan, the warden's like, can I see the treasure? And Stanley's like, excuse me? Oh, shit. That was messed up. But then it shows them with the family. Everyone's all chill. They didn't get time to shower. They just immediately went to go open the chest. And then I like Henry Winkler. He opens the box, and then the mom's like, "Oh my God, hon, you still got it. You're so strong."
That's
they have a bunch of money. There. Have a bunch of money. All these like crazy like golds and riches, and like they ended up making a fortune. They end up selling their sploosh, and then have a little cute scene where Zero meets with his mom. I guess she had a private investigator trying to look for him too, which is kind of like weird. I don't know. It's like,
so how was he lost? Do they explain that?
He was an orphan. Well, remember he kind of says like he's telling the story about how they used to play at a park, and his mom like kind of just never came back.
Yeah,
he mentions it. I forget like, the detail, but he just got. I don't know how he got separated or how the mom said. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of brushed over, but. She didn't mean to leave his ass, I guess. So I don't know. That's what they said.
It just doesn't seem like it just seems like such a like pretty like big thing like that should have been explored. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and the funny thing is like
left that back there. You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is he's like, I used to go to this park all the time and sleep in there. It's like, okay, the mom didn't. She had a private investigator, didn't find him there, couldn't find him. Like, how far did this boy run? I don't know. That you need a better private investigator.
Yeah, I don't know about
this. And then he hired one to go find his mom, and like they both like meet somehow. I'm like, hey, we're looking for the same person. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, they're ending up living in a big old house. They have all the D10 boys there, and they have a little voiceover, and it's like, and has that sweet little end song that they always have. It's like, I forgot how it goes, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
It's always like one of those end songs they always have for these stupid ass movies.
It's like a staple of these dumb movies.
Mm-hmm. They show the ad of Sweet Feet. Sweet Feet's there with them for some reason. I don't know, maybe because it's the product and he's advertising it. But everyone's all hanging out. Like it's just fun and everyone's happy. And then it ends. And it's just a cute little movie. Mm-hmm. So that's the holes. And then at the end he's all, I guess you're gonna have to dig the whole rest of the holes yourself. I mean, I don't know why that even meant anything. Apparently, there was a sequel to the book.
Was it really?
I think it's focused on X-ray and like armpit, and they become involved in like these crazy schemes and stuff. I don't know. I forget.
Oh my God!
I forget the detail.
Thank God we didn't see that or read that. That sounds stupid.
It's called Holes 2, a little bit deeper.
Really?
No. I don't know.
Are you real for real about the story though?
I swear, I read that. There's supposed to be something. Yeah, I forget what it was. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Dude, that sounded sweet though, dude. Just dig a little deeper. Like, if I were like a betting man, and I am not, I would probably bet that that would have been a great title for the freaking movie. Like,
okay, here it is. In 2006, 3 years after this film was released, author Louis Sasher published a sequel to Holes called Small Steps, which focuses on armpit and X-ray. Well, mainly armpit and partially X-ray, moving on with their lives about 2 or 3 years later after leaving the camp. The story involves a ticket scalping scheme, a disabled 10-year-old girl named Guinea, a chance encounter with a famous pop star named Cara de Leon, and a murder plot.
Jesus Christ!
What an out there. And there are currently no plans to adapt the sequel. Well, couldn't see why.
I would have loved to seen this now. No, just kidding. After reading that synopsis, Jesus,
pretty sweet, right?
That's crazy. And a murder, at the end,
all kinds of stuff happening. A disabled girl named Jit. Like, this is like, what? What is happening? What is going on?
A disabled girl and a murder. That's crazy.
It's pretty trippy, but yeah, that's Holes.
Wait, I want to say one more thing before I freaking forget this one line that I really, really liked. Freaking mom, bro. He goes, buddy boy. That's what he says.
Buddy boy. Oh, yeah,
buddy boy. I freaking hate it, bro, but I like it.
He's sweet, dude. He is sweet.
Yeah.
He is sweet.
Jeez.
Yeah, dude, Holes. Great little flick. Check it out if you haven't seen it. It's cheesy, but it's a fun kind of cheese. It's a fun family for the family to watch. You know what
Definitely,
I mean?
I agree with you. I think this is one of those movies that is like, I always say this because I guess I like food. I'm chubs, but it's easily
fat facts.
Eat fat facts. It's easily digestible. It's like one of those movies you can literally put on. You don't really need to pay like crazy attention to it. It's like super enjoyable. Like,
I would disagree. After the 5th flashback, you might be a little lost.
No, no, because the flashbacks to the end all bring it back. You know what I mean?
The plot holes fill nicely. Writes itself.
Give this guy holes too.
I'm writing the sequel.
He's writing the sequel.
Dig a little deeper. Dig into my armpit. I'm sorry, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt your thoughts.
No, you're fine, dude. I already forgot what I had said, but definitely I agree with, like I was saying, definitely a lot of people should watch this movie because it's so easy to watch. Like, it's very easy. Very easy to get into. Great little story. It's funny.
Well, can I also mention too at the end and that little voiceover with Stanley? Up? He's like he mentions that the camp is going to be reopened as a girl camp instead. So I'm like, are they going to have to dig holes too? Like, what the whole point of it was to find treasure. Like, why are they still are they still letting these people run this camp? Like, I don't know.
I don't even know.
It's a little I don't know. Maybe it's explored in the book sequel. I don't know. We're never going to get it.
I don't know. But I also want to say, like, why dig holes? Like, these kids are going to come back like worse than before and like buff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Shia Labeouf.
Yeah, exactly. Shia Labeouf, dude. I don't know. So many things. So many holes.
And the third movie is supposed to be called Holy Moly.
And it's supposed to be where you're looking for the what's that cup that freaking in Raiders of the Lost
the Lost Covenant?
Yeah, what is it called? No, the cup in Indiana Jones.
I was talking about the ark. Oh, the Holy Grail?
The Holy Grail. Thank you.
And you chose
wisely.
That's sweet. Yes, 100% recommend. Check out this movie. Please watch. It is funny. Well, guys, we're on YouTube also. We are doing video vlogs now. You can see us and interact with us. Comment on our post. Give us some movie suggestions. We would love it. Also, next week, Ernie, it's going to be our year quote-anniversary.
I know. I'm excited. It's crazy.
It has been a year of our podcasting. So tune in for a special episode next week. It's just going to be Ernie and I talking basically a year in
review,
in recap, flashbacks on flashbacks.
Oh,
might have a couple guests. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. Imagine that'd be kind of cool. Imagine if we can get we only had 3 people on.
Got a musical performance
by the D.
By Savs. Just kidding.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet. No, I thought you were gonna say the what's the freaking
awards?
Group, the holes? The
D10 boys are coming to rap their song live in our studio.
It's gonna be great. How cool would it be if you met Shia Labeouf and been like, the movie Holes changed my life. And then he's like, and then he just starts singing his verse. You know what I mean? Like, how cool would that be?
That'd be pretty great. I would cry. I think I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he'd probably beat me up because he's a dick.
He's all
crazy now.
Let's do it.
Then he'd take off, get a DUI. Too soon. But yeah, tune us up next week.
You dug him a deeper hole. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Digging a little too deep.
Like,
but yes, please tune in with us next time. Also, check us out on Twitter and YouTube. Please give us shout outs. Give us a subscribe, like.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do to thank you for the continued support. We appreciate all of you listeners, and we love you. Ernie, you got something to say?
No, I just want to plug also our Spotify and our Apple Music. I know we do this on YouTube as well. We do it on Apple Music, Spotify, like I said, and other podcasting platforms. I know there's a ton of them. I don't use them all. I just know about Apple Music and Spotify are like the biggest ones. So I assume one of those ones you will have. But I also would like to thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, Ernie. That was great.
Thank you.
So if you have nothing else, we will see you next week. And thank you for listening. I am Lex.
And I am Ernie.
And this is Quotables. Tune us out.